教会的圣徒，他们看到这个建筑物呢是这么样的大。
Paul is saying, you know what? That is not the true glory.
而保罗告诉他们，你们要知道，那不是真实的荣耀。
Paul didn't, want them to open their spiritual eyes, the eyes that's inside.
而保罗要他们打开心灵的眼睛。
That's the eyes from the bottom of their being, not just to look at this beautiful building, but look at the glorious Father.
让他们能够不是看这个建筑物，而是要看那荣耀的神。
Paul want them to refocus their eyes.
保罗要他们再加强他们的注意力。
Not to look at the riches of the earth.
而不是看这个地球的富有。
Like this building to Artemis.
或者是这个Artemis 这个寺庙的扩大。
But what Paul want them to focus on is to focus on the glorious God and their inheritance.
而保罗要他们加强他们的注意力在荣耀的神，还有加强在他们能够接受的那些神传过来的宝物。
Paul want their hearts, their eyes to their hearts. That means their whole being.
也就是说，他们所有的人，他们的心灵。他们所有一生。
Yeah. Paul want them to, to know.
保罗要他们知道。
Not up here, not intellectual knowledge.
不只是在头脑上知道。
But truly experience and know.
要他们真正的能够体会。
That what their glorious inheritance in heaven is.
知道他们在天堂上所享受的主传来的恩典是这么大。
Because once they have this, once they know from the bottom of their heart.
因为在他们知道从心里就认识神之后。
Then they have this hope.
所以他们也能够有希望。盼望。
Yeah, hope. You see, the hope. Sometimes today we think of hope as wishful thinking. We hope this would happen, but we are not sure if it's going to happen or not.
有时候我们现在所想到的希望是我们自己希望是这么做，也许不会真的发现，但是我们心里是这么想。
It's just our hope and our desire.
有就像是我们的欲望一样。
But we are not sure if it's going to happen or not.
但是我们不确定是不是真的会发生。
But that's not the hope in here in the Bible.
但是那不是这里圣经上所讲的盼望。
Because in the Bible, when the Bible talk about hope.
因为当圣经讲到盼望的时候。
You hope in something that's concrete.
是讲到非常具体的盼望。
See, when the Israelites left Egypt.
当以色列人出了埃及之后。
And God was leading them into the promised land.
神带领他们到应许之地。
Yeah, when God lead them to the promised land, they have hope to get into the promised land.
而他们有盼望到了应许之地。
And that hope is not wishful thinking.
那个盼望呢，不是只是他们心里所想的而已。
That hope is assured by God.
那个盼望是神所应许所确定的。
Because every time they look out there.
因为每一次他们看过去之后。
When they wake up in the morning, they get out of the tent, they look up into the heavens.
因为每一天早上他们起来出去他们的帐篷之后，看到天上。
And they see the pillar of cloud that's before them.
看到一朵云彩在他们前面。云柱在他们前面。
A pillar of cloud before them.
在云柱在他们之前。
And as the pillar of cloud move, they move.
当那云柱移动的时候，他们就跟着移动。
And in the morning, as they go out there, God give them manna from heaven to eat.
在早晨他们起来之后，神给他们玛拿。
So they know that God is leading them. They know that they are going to go into the promised land.
所以他们知道神是在带领他们，他们知道他们一定会到那应许之地。
And they have hope, and the hope is with certainty.
而他们有盼望，他们的盼望是非常的确定的。
The problem is when they don't look at the pillar of cloud.
的问题是，他们如果不看重云柱的话。
And they look at the Egyptian soldiers behind them.
如果他们只是看到 以色列埃及的军队在他们后面，
And they look at the sea in front of them.
而他们看到他们前面的海洋，
The first thing they think is there no, why have God led us to this place?
所以他们第一件事情就会想到说，为什么神要把我们带到这个地方呢？
Has God led us out here to kill us?
难道神是要我们带领我们到这里，要我们死在这吗？
So they grumble against God.
所以他们就埋怨神，
So they complain against God.
所以他们就这样埋怨神。
If they don't look at the glory of God, they start to complain.
如果他们不把他们的焦点放在荣耀的神身上的话，他们就会埋怨神。
And then as they travel in the desert, as they focus on the needs for food and water, they grumble against God again.
当他们在沙漠之中旅行的时候，因为他们只是把焦点放在他们所需要的食物和水，他们就这样埋怨了神。
Paul warned the Christian in Ephesus
而保罗要以弗所的圣徒
to focus on the glorious inheritance that they're going to have in the future.
要把焦点放在天堂未来神要给我们的财产。
If we don't focus on that, we will start to focus inward and see all the problems that we have, and we will grumble.
如果我们不把焦点放在那上面的话，我们就只会看到周遭的问题，就会埋怨神。
See, their hopes and their inheritance is in the future.
而他们的盼望是在他们以后的继承的产业，所以他们的之后，在未来，在天堂。
See, today as Christian,
而今天我们是基督徒，
I need to ask a question.
我们要问自己一个问题：
How often are we thinking about heaven?
我们有常常想到天堂吗？
When was the last time you think about heaven?
什么时候是上一次是什么时候你想过天堂呢？
When is our life focused on heaven?
我们的生命是基于在天堂上面吗？
If we believe the Bible talk about how glorious the inheritance is, how glorious and how wonderful heaven is. When was the last time you make a decision based on heaven thinking?
我们如果看到圣经，研读圣经的话，圣经是讲到我们以后要继承的产业，在天堂的产业。所以我们的生命有多少时候是想到天堂的产业呢？
I've heard somebody say,
我听到有人说，
I say, somebody say, Christians sometimes are so heavily minded that they are of no earthly use.
我听过有人说，有一些基督徒就是非常注重天堂的喜乐，而在这个地球上却没有任何一些用处。
So, and so because we hear things like that, Christians are very afraid to think about heaven all the time.
因为我们听到这样的谈话，所以我们就很害怕，就想对我们以后对天上的事情就害怕。
So we want people to see us as people that are, that have our feet firmly on the ground.
我们要别人知道我们是在地上站得稳，
So we are not just thinking about heaven.
所以我们不只是想到天堂，
But Paul here says,
但是保罗这里讲到，
unless we are heavily minded,
除非我们的心是寄于在天堂上，
we will never be of any earthly good.
我们就不会有任何的好处在这地上。我们在这地上就没有什么用处。
C.S. Lewis tells us,
C.S. Lewis 告诉我们，
it says that, if you look at all the Christians through history,
看到历史上所有的基督徒，
the Christian that did most for the present world are those who thought most about the next world.
基督徒会做很多好处，在现在这个社会上会做很多好处的人，他们的焦点都是放在未来的产业上。
So I tell you this,
我告诉你们，
if we do not think of heaven,
如果我们不想到天堂的话，
we will definitely fall to temptation.
我们